Good day, everyone. This is the part 12 of the Dart series, the data from scratch that we're actually learning. Remember, our goal is to be able to move from Dart to Flutter so that we can be able to build our mobile application for commercial purpose or personal use. Alright, in today's series or in today's video, we'll be learning null awareness operator or null aware operator, and I'm not really sure, I can't really remember, but I think we didn't touch anything related to null safety, but I think we should be able to do that in this video and be able to explain everything to us clearly. All right, but part of our videos in this series in the past, I think there's a part I think when we were learning something related to string, something logical. Let me check, we still have it. Yeah, we still have it here. Yeah. Something like this is what we actually want to learn, because anything null is most times related to string, trying to make a string nullable or not having a data. All right, let me put it this way. Null aware operator is actually a question mark. Let's create a new file. Let's create a new file inside our bin folder, and let's call it null aware and null safety operators. All right, not that. All right, and we already know we have void main, that's our function, and we have null aware. All right, okay, it is going to sync actually. I don't know, the processing is a little bit slow before it propagates and confirm that this is actually a real Dart file, but that's not a problem. Let's continue what we are doing. Okay, we want to teach null aware. What it means is the operator is question mark. That's just the straightforward answer. It is question mark. Then the purpose is just to make a variable that is going to store something as probably a string or some other thing to be nullable. That okay, that thing can actually be nullable, but most of the time we use this for string, because instead of storing null in anything we want to store, in any variable we want to store integer, we rather store 0. Yeah, because they are related in some kind. That is it. Okay, I'll test something if actually possible before we go in this video, but if it is not, then it's fine. All right, we can do string, and let's make it something like nickname. Yeah, something that is not really, is not let's say middle name. Yes, let's say middle name. Middle name. All right, we've declared a variable, we call it string, but string, you have to assign something to it. That's why it's bringing this warning. You have to assign a data to it when it's not dynamic. Do you get? If it is dynamic, now you can leave this way. We've learned that in the previous video. You can check one of these video related to string manipulation also. All right, okay, that's why it's bringing this warning that we need to assign. It's not being used. We can print middle name actually. Is it correct? Yeah, we can print middle name, but you can now see that it's giving us error. The nullable something, you can see that is what is the actually it's bringing that error of nullable stuff for us. You can see the nullable local variable middle name must be assigned actually, because nothing is being assigned to this variable. And for this reason, we can just do this question mark. This now, it has turned into a nullable. What is mean that it might not have a data. You get, that is what nullable means, null-aware. All right, we can run this and see. We run this and see. We have we know how we run our code. We just say that run, and the file is inside the bin folder, and we say null-aware, and null safety operators. You already know that the operator is question mark operators. That. All right, you can see this is now showing null because we make it a nullable. And yeah, that is it. And later on, actually, we can now assign, we can say middle name equals James, and we can print again, and there won't be any issue actually. Then we can run, and you see that first time it brings null because we've not stored anything into it, but the second time we assign James to it, but now you can see that it prints James. That is what exactly is it. That's number one aspect, how we can actually make a string to be nullable. All right, instead of assigning James to it, we can clear up this and we can say print middle name or question mark. If the middle name is not there, then you can give it a default. I don't know, a default, maybe, I don't know, maybe just space. Instead of bringing middle name, we can make it just space, so that it's not going to show anything so far as someone middle name. And if actually you want to validate, because this is also like checking, you're using it for validation, it's part of the ternary operator. I think we taught that in some of our past video also. Then when you do double question mark like this, it means check, is the name null? Is a boolean check. Is the name null? Is it there? Is it not empty? That's what double question mark means. Is it there? That is it. And when you do this and you print, you run it, you see that it brings, do I save? All right, it's print actually, but we can't see it. You can see that it print the null, then it prints something else here also, but you can't see that. What is there is this space actually. Then we can actually print something there also, maybe you can make it, okay, let's do another example actually. Let's say string, you can say username, yeah, username, and yeah, you can equate it to null. It's still the same thing, but it's just repetition. Then we can print the username and we can come down. This is just repetition because it already know that it's a null while we're still storing null inside. Automatically it has stored null inside it. Then we can now say print again and say username or username not provided. If it is not there, you just say username is not provided. We can clear the terminal. Let me expand the terminal. I hope you are seeing my terminal, and run the file again, and you see that username not provided. You can see it's different from when we put space inside it. And you can put anything you feel like. You can make it guessed. Excuse me, I'm actually suffering from kata. Well, I don't have choice. I can't keep my people waiting, not learning this series as fast as much as we can. All right, I think we've learned question mark. We've learned yeah, there's still another one, question mark dot. We've learned double question mark. Then let's learn question mark dot. What does that do? Let's say we want to do some kind of thing on this, for example. Now okay, we can pick that middle name again. We can say middle name. We can say middle name is now equals to Alex or James, anyone. Then, for example, we want to know how many lengths. We've learned some. What do we call it? Some classes and functions of string in the past. Actually, you can check our previous video, but we just want to say, for example, dot length. We want to know the length of this. Well, I want it to throw error. Let's do it this way. Hey, good. I want it to throw error. That's why I'm doing it this way. You can see that it brings the error out that you cannot check. It's not proper for you to do dot length on null. That's what it means. The property dot length cannot be conditionally accessible because the receiver can be null. Do you get it? Because it is null. Hey, I just want to solve it quick for us. We understand, we know. Because of that, because of it is null, we cannot check length on null because there's no way we can count it. Then we don't want to make it save. We can put question mark. With this now, it's going to check if it is not null before it do the length. But if it is not, it will not do the length. That is just what this means. Let's run. It will not calculate the length. Let's run this. Alright, you can see we are getting this first null for the middleware that we're printing, then the second null, which is this, then the third, which is the guest, then the fourth, because it is null. There's no way we can count the length on this. Then we get null again. Then if we do this, now we have this guy, middle name stored Alex. Now we can do length, and it's going to give us 4 because the number of the characters inside here is actually 4. That is what this is actually doing. Then another one is double question mark equals to. This means assign if it's currently null, which is what we do here. Actually. If it is null, assign this data inside it. You can actually do another one. Let's leave Alex. Let's take another thing. It's actually bringing this warning because it has said that it's no more null. That's why it's bringing this question mark that there's no need for it. If we remove it, everything is fine. But what we are actually learning is full stop, question mark, full stop, and we can, yeah, just to be able to have it like that. Yeah, let's remove this Alex here. And what is it saying again? Dead code. It's not necessary actually. That's the level of intelligence that we are now when we are building system. When we are building system or when we are writing code, that's the level of intelligence we have in our IDE, the text editor. Now is going to try as much as possible to make sure we are not writing a dead code. So that anything that is not necessary, we should just remove it out of our code. That is it. And most of the time, one just need to follow it just to optimize your code and application. All right, we just leave it because we are learning it. That's why we just leave it, just to be able to achieve whatever we are learning. Then I've cut that code. I'll just put it here. Now this time around, we want to follow we want to follow double question mark equals to, which means check if it is there. Then if it's not there, assign it. Assign what do we call it? Assign Alex to it. We just do something like this, and it's the same thing. If you do equals to, it's going to assign Alex into it. Then if it's not, if you still do normal equals to, it's still going to assign Alex to it. But this is just checking before assigning. That is the two different. This is checking. If something is already there, it will not assign Alex. Okay, let's run and see. Okay, sorry, let's print Alex first. That's what we want to do. We are not checking length, with length. You can see it's bring Alex. Let's now say year now. Before the code, you know, we said that our code run from top to bottom. That is how machine runs code. Then when it get to some condition, it checks the condition. When it gets to loops, it runs the loop before moving. Well, let's do this. We have let's say middleware. Middle name, sorry, is John. Yeah, for example now. All right, you can see the ID is already telling us that this is not actually necessary any longer because it's a dead code actually. But let's do it this way and run. You can see John, it brings John. It didn't even get here any longer. It just brings John forward because we've already assigned John to this guy, because this one is checking if nothing is there, because not something is now there. Now we've stored John inside the middle name, then it's not even getting here at all. But let's do something here. Let's do question mark again. Let's see if it's going to get down also. Let's clear, let's run. You can see it still bring John. It's not even getting to Alex at all. That is what this guy is all about. If it's not there, store it inside it. Store this particular thing inside it. All right, you can do null safety. I'm actually checking the timetable, the table of contents, to see if we've covered everything. I think we are done with the null awareness. Let me quickly check the null safety so that we can quickly treat that here in this video, and we are done. All right, it's just actually the same thing. A little bit of what it does there is this if statement, which we've not actually get to condition statement. This is another thing we can actually do, whereby let's comment this out so that we'll be able to we can comment this also. And it's saying that the operand must be null. And is it not null? Is actually null, but I don't know why it's saying the operand must be null. But to actually fulfill that, we can just say we can say middle name. Sorry, I don't know the reason why I'm saying middleware. Middle name, we can just equate it to null actually, so that we can be able to fulfill this part. It's null, but it wants us to explicitly assign null to it, so that it's going to check for us. And you can see middle name is not, it's a check. We just did this. It's not actually part of what we actually need to do. I think basically that's all we are learning in this video tutorial: the null awareness and the null safety, just to be able to make sure that our code is not breaking in case a particular variable might not have anything inside it. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.